My name is Nancy Morejón. I was born in Havana in 1944 and studied there. All my levels of understanding and knowledge come from Havana.
My real independence was the free slave fort, and I rode with the troops of Maceo. Only a century later, together with my descendants from a blue mountain, I came down from the Sierra to put an end to capital and usurer, to generals and to the bourgeois. Now I exist. Only today do we own, do we create. Nothing is foreign to us. The land is ours. Ours the sea and the sky, the magic and the vision, my equals. Here I see you dance. Around the tree we are planting for communism. Its prodigal wood resounds.
I was finishing my senior high and so forth, and my father was very concerned about my future. He didn't have the money to pay my entrance to the university. But in 1961, Cuba started the campaign against illiteracy. I joined them in a way in my borough, but the next step was just to put education free and put healthcare free, and it was that the way that I could enter into the university in 1962, February 14, 1962. I finally got into the University of Havana, free. And that's a very important chapter of my self-biography. My very first poems were published just when during the missile crisis. Exactly that. So in the embargo for us, it's tricky. It doesn't allow ourselves, for instance, to buy an aspirin. If you have a headache, you have to, to have another solution and not to go to a pharmacy and buy an aspirin. This means also that when digital world came to us many decades, many years after, for us it's really a challenge to have a computer and to have the so-called software or the hardware. All those things come to us because of human solidarity with Cuba. But no one, not a writer, not a clerk, not a scholar can go to a magazine and buy it. You need to have, these donations and things like that, because all those tools are forbidden for us because of the embargo. So you may have an idea. It's an awful situation which endures, which is everlasting. All of us were against, we have been fighting against its existence, which is not fair.
Oh God, if you exist, what explanation could you have for actions so sadistic, so cruel, so abhorrent? It is stunning to see the blood pouring out of the blood of a little girl so stiff, stiff, stiff. Her gaze, waters for larks, stiff. The blood pours from her head and from her tiny legs. O God of every day, whatever your name or your past or your origin, wherever you may have reigned or suffered, wherever you may have been worshipped, come calm her down. Come ease her pain and my horror. Come and cradle her in your arms. Come in her aid because my tears are helpless. just like my prayers, just like my uncertain verses.
I think that poetry is everywhere, in all languages, in all cultures, and it may be a great tool of discovering, of give an awareness to people about these kinds of cruelties, because these are cruelties. Palestine issues did not begin last October 7, 2023. They were born in 1948, as everybody knows. Ever since, the fight of Palestinians have been very, very, very hard, because it has been a great conspiracy against their territories, which has been reduced since 1948. What happens now is the most cruel action, the most inhumane behavior towards a community, towards a people. I have said in other places, other moments, this is genocide. We cannot hide. It's a genocide that we cannot understand, we cannot support, we have to denounce, because it's completely unlawful to do so. What is the right of a soldier to shoot a grandmother who is taking her grandson to school? And what is the right to throw bombs through a building, a park, whatever? But the Palestinian people is there, it stands up. But it's really, very sad to see, because in our times you have cell phones, you have so many ways of being in touch with reality. So you look at your cell phones and you're going to see all this destruction. It's hell. It's hell. And they keep on. They don't care. There is a rejection of that behavior, of that war, because war, the word war, is not a lawful term. It's just a word, because that is not a war. It's a genocide, because where are the armies? For having a war, you have to have two armies. We don't have two armies. The Palestinians don't have an army, and they are victims and they suffer, and it's them who suffer the aggression of an enemy, which is cruel, inhumane, and that's it. And it's really sad that I signed many documents praying to stop, to cease fire in Gaza. But we are not heard. We are not heard. Poets and intellectuals and artists, everybody, a big majority are denouncing that, are against that, and it keeps on doing that.